Hello everyone, and we should be going live now for the Amigo Wars. We're gonna have some Rage Forest on a slightly modified Rage Forest map. I've been setting my overlays up, and I somehow don't have the, wait a minute. There we go. Put the logo on the other scene, not on this one. I should have it on both scenes. Now there we go. Now we're set up with the logo and overlay and everything. So I'm going to hope that the Twitch ads don't play in the middle of Black Forest. That's always going to be awkward, and I don't know how we can get around that. But we'll do our best. Hello, Nick Stirs. What's up? What's up is Rage Forest. We're going to have some Rage Forest today. Let me check and see if we have the drafts anywhere. Gosh, Rage Forest, I went to find the channel, not message the account. There we go. Alright, so let me check the dashboard. I probably drafted and started already. Let me load in. Amigo Wars 4. Yes, there is a draft. Let me just grab the draft real quick. I'll put this on the overlay. You might have been the first viewer. I've been streaming for 1 minute. Actually, Nick Stirs posted in the chat before you did. You might be number 2, though, Mouse Puddles. And hello, Kai World. There is our draft. Do I have the teams on the right side? Barles on the left. Yes. And looks like they're in the lobby. So I'm just waiting for them to launch, and we'll be good to go. Teams are going to be Menunez, Ganji, Sensar, and Nolo against Motastic, Grinchy, Danger Noodle, and Barles. I don't have any special Capture Age overlays for this. Well, we'll see. It looks like they are launching. I don't think they have a spec delay. Hello, Noob Netrum. Oh, Twitch versus YouTube. Twitch versus YouTube. You're slowly learning how to cast. You did a co-cast. Nice, nice, nice. I still don't know how to cast. But we make do. So we are loading in and failed to download match content. DE, don't do this to me. Don't fail to download match content unless they actually crashed in the lobby. Which maybe that's what happened. Oh, they have a spec delay. Okay. For a second I thought we weren't going to be able to cast, but we're good, we're good. Alright, 2-minute spec delay and we'll be in. Are we the early crowd? You are the early crowd. No mixed chat. No mixed chat, unfortunately. I need to find time to update. I have a lot of map scripting that I need to prioritize for other events before I do my overlays again. But my plan, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. I would love to have like YouTube and Twitch chat. From my understanding right now is I can't intermix them, but I can have them separate on the overlay. So maybe we do that at some point. Didn't Twitch change that? Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of. If it did, I would mix them right away, but as far as I'm aware, it is still required to be changed. Maybe I'm just doing so much coding I haven't seen it, though. So we're going to get right in. Rage Forest starts right at the beginning. The ad is 5 seconds behind, so when we load in, we should be timed properly. So thank you all for tuning in. I did make some updates to the map script for this event. My coffee's too hot to drink, so I will not burn myself. Lots of streamers have that. That doesn't mean they changed the policy. What do I think about Viper making it to Red Bull Bullaloo? I'm still sad Dat's not there. Unfortunate situation for Vinch, but I feel like they made probably the best they could from it. Alright, so we are loading in. And hopefully this is working. Let me do one thing. I'm going to make this red versus blue at the top. And I'll also name the teams after their captains. This is, I'll say, Team Ganji and Team Barles. There we go. So let's go Rage Forest. We have some Vil fights already. Oh, we have a Champy Civ on the flank. The Inca from Motastic. Oh, let's go. A Champy doing some work, getting the forward walls. Although he has to be careful, Grinchy needs to come in wall too. There will be a crocodile there. He has to be careful of that crocodile. And sending the vills without scouting it, we'll need to wall it in. Already prepared for it. Nicely done, nicely done. Took a bit of a HP loss, but should still be okay. Only one vill for Menunez. There are 3 javelinas here. And then also in the south, there's more vill fights going on in the south. Rage Forest is the hardest map to cast. There's fights on both sides right from the start. Gray losing a scout up here. Crocodile's trapped. Yellow loses a scout. Green is chasing, trying to block the vill. Green scout's almost dead. Yellow scout blocks the vill. Vill can quick wall herself, but she takes one more hit. She had an opportunity to save herself. Is trying to now, but too late. Vill goes down on the other side. Orange getting a bit of an advantage with the forward wall. Pretty wide passage for Barles against Nolo to wall. Nolo is the Chinese, so he starts with extra vills, but needs to keep the TC running. Can be very tricky to play, but I've seen them on the flank quite a bit. They've gotten lots of Dark Age buffs, and they don't need the starting houses anymore. So they have a bit more wood to play around with than they did in the past. Alright, forward walls from Menunez over on Grinchy, who is the pocket. So 2 passages in the north, 1 in the south. I might need to change the stream title. Oh my gosh, I said it on YouTube. I forgot to set it on Twitch. Thank you, thank you. Team Barles versus Team Ganji. Amigo Wars 4 Rage Forest Tournament. There you go. Amigo Wars 4 played on Rage Forest. On the map Rage Forest. There we go. Title is updated. Got a title. Update the title while microing the casting on 3 vill fights. I'm once again hit by the debate where I think my title is good because I said it on YouTube, but I forgot to set it on Twitch. I also didn't start my bot. Did I start streamer bot? I don't know, I haven't minimized. Alright, so Vill's out here, still attacking Palisades. Over here, we have a pocket with the tapir. This is the tapir. Also, I updated the map to have the new animals and elements added from the new DLC. Here are some pineapple bushes to have right by the mill. Javelina is also a bit less food than normal, so you gotta adjust your build for the javelinas. What is this walling? This is Rage Forest walling. So no low forward, trying to keep the vills somewhat trapped from Barles. Barles doesn't actually have the wall finished. So Barles still is open. We'll have a double palisade from Menunez. If this wall gets pushed, you'll have room in the back. Also did wall in the crocodile. And might use that vill for a triple javelina lure. Will he go for it? Will he go for it? That vill's kind of low on HP. Will he do a double javelina? Okay, he's going for it. There's 1, 2, and palisade for a third. Players will have a large row of palisades as they try to get the javelinas and their boars in. And that one de-aggroed, so he has to shoot it. And that vill now 16 HP, but he does have loom. And not that much of a distance to go. There's 1 Rhea. Those are a deer replacement. More palisades. Stopped the javelina, though. As long as 1 javelina is within line of sight, they should chase. Or Vill's down to 4 HP. 1 more hit for the Vill, and he's done for. Those diagonals are a bit easier to do the palisades on. I think the rest of the Vills can shoot now. This Vill can be saved. He can shoot the javelina. Menunez, beasting with the javelina lures, gets all of them to the TC. Not perfect, but with the walling Vill, so didn't need to send another Vill later, gets them all in. And now we have Feudal Age from Motastic as the Inca, who added in a nice settlement, a lovely settlement. And we're going to see another luring trick, the gate from Nolo. Shooting the javelinas, down they go. And they all go. What is yeah, this is smooth. Okay, another triple javelina war. The house trick. We've seen palisades, and oh no, the houses from Motastic did not work. Did not work out for him, and the Vill is down. So we saw palisades, we saw gates, and we saw houses. We saw all 3 from Motastic. That was a pretty long lure, and it didn't work out. I'm excited to see The map, I'm still trying to pronounce it right. I hope you like the flamingos too. New bird that was added. The... How do I say this? Aquarias? I know that's wrong. With like the BF like triple tunnel map I made for Brazilian Dynasty. I'm excited to see the Borlers there. So coffee's still hot. And ooh, what's this Vil from Menunez? He's gonna see Motastic going forward. Will there be Champies with the Trush? Champies with the Trush. Now, I've not... Oh, another triple Borler, or Javelina Borler. This time the Scout blocking. I like how we've seen every technique. The Palisade, the Gate, the House, and the Scout. We'll have a Champy Rush accompanying the Watchtower. The Champy, a Eagle plus Men-at-Arms replacement. Or Eagle plus Swordsman line replacement. Ooh, and what a wonderful positioning of those three Javelinas under the TC for Barles. So Menunez attacking, or re-walling, while the tower attacks that villager. Spectating is fixed. Yes, spectating is fixed. Nelly was on it, and he fixed the spectating. And Danger Noodle up to the Feudal Age. And walling, second layer for Nolo. So double Trushes from Barles' team. Being very aggressive, forcing some stone walls and stone gates. Now, both of Nolo's golds are pretty far forward. He will have one more in the back. That's a lot of map control he'll be losing if the Trush makes more progress. He's going for a defensive tower and a market. And he needs to do a blacksmith. Resources down here, he doesn't have the wood for a blacksmith. There'll be another tower as he keeps walling off. So he has another layer of walls. Hill bonus, I know the number of arrows that Vils shoot has been updated, but the hill bonus shouldn't matter in the tower war, tower versus tower. It does still matter for the primary arrow shooting Vils. The secondary arrows don't get a hill bonus. So another tower up in the Vils garrison. And I'll have a few walls up here for Nolo. Trying to wall up towards the gold. And lots of stone walls from Menunez. So down here in the middle passage, full stone walls from both teams. And stone walling fully for Nolo too. But is Nolo up to the castle age? Not quite. He doesn't have the resources to go up. Despite the market, he doesn't have the blacksmith yet either. So I think Nolo is struggling a bit under this pressure from Barles' Trush. Barles has the poles too, so he'll be getting gold while he mines the stone. And we'll have the Folvark farms added in behind this. He did manage to get Horse Collar for a bit of the extra boost you'll get as the farms are finished. So, Tower War in the north. And now, as players get to the Castle Age, we'll have Sensar adding in 2 more TCs. Ganji adding a TC. And his team, the pockets are booming, while on the other side, it's going to be more aggression. Danger Noodle added in scouts. And we'll be following this up with a Siege Workshop. We'll get the Mangonel popping out as fast as he can. And since Nolo is stuck in the Castle Age, he won't have guard towers. He'll be stuck on the low HP Feudal Age Watchtower. And if he saw that light cav, he's going to know what's coming with the pressure, and it'll be a defensive workshop now from Sensar, trying to hold behind these stone walls, but still Feudal Age stone walls. Still Feudal Age stone walls. And that's Castle Age and Town Watch both in for Nolo. As, ooh, Nolo loses a Vil. Vils will go add another watchtower forward for Barles, and that'll force more stone walls from Nolo. Still not stone walled behind those 2 houses, but for the most part he's safe, but has to fall back from the towers. in the face of the mangonels. Meanwhile, we'll have a push up the middle in the north. Fortified Church from Ganji as he's going for a 2 TC boom and starting to ram and mangonel his way through the walls. So Grinchy on 2 TCs himself will have to defend with some mangonels. 2 TCs for Danger Noodle behind this push too. And Sensaro so far the only player on 3. Still Feudal, Nolo, and then both tower rushing flanks, Barles and Motastic for the other team. And that ram, gotta be extra careful to attack ground the walls and not hit your ram when you're pushing. And a mangonel there for Ganji as the Georgians. Georgians, they do have atonement and redemption and sanctity for their monks. No atonement, so you can fight them off with monks, but not really gonna do that with the Tatars. They're rather poor monks, and Tatars, no faith, no heresy. They can do devotion, but are particularly weak in the long run to monks, despite having a really good scout line. So all their power units can get converted fairly easily. So this wall about to be breached. 3 mangonels here for Ganji, and some Jin swordsmen for Menunez will follow up with the push. And quick walls, not quite there. Ooh, they do get finished, but not much HP. Mangonels trading shots, the scouts go down. And so far, Grinchy just managing to hold on the other side. The mangonels pushing this feudal age base from Nolo. Sensar trying to defend, but tricky when he's against towers and there are no more towers from his teammate. You need teamwork here for Nolo to repair the mangonels, but that's maybe rough on the eco when he doesn't have as many on gold. Nolo is up to the castle age though. Once he gets up, could do his own mangonels, could even think of guard tower. He could even do fortified walls with the Chinese. Question is, what does he prioritize? Does he think, okay, my pocket will keep me safe, I can add TCs and boom? I don't think so, not under a 2-person pressure. I think this has to be quick university for better defenses. You could also do a workshop and add additional mangonels, but his pocket already has that covered. So it also keeps the map open for a future castle drop. On the other side, the mangonels continue pushing. Motastic wanted to be here with towers, but the mangonel push too strong. The Jian swordsmen are in. They'll take out those unupgraded champions, still feudal age versions. But the Jian swordsmen getting a bit far away from the mangonels, but the monks will be able to hold and keep the mangonel just alive. One goes down from Ganji. He'll try to get past and team up with the Jian swordsman. Has to be careful to attack ground, and he is properly the side of the tower without the Jian swordsman. And he has a siege tower, because why not add a siege tower? In the south, the mangonels keep pushing through. There's the university from Nolo. Still hasn't really been able to do much from it. The Jian swordsman will be raiding here from Menunez, and it feels like this push from Menunez is getting into the eco a bit better than the push on the other side is. Nolo still just barely managing to hold the walls. The initial tower rush not going anywhere, but we do have guard towers. Those are beautiful. I like those guard towers. New architecture guard towers. From Motastic, he'll be shooting down the mangonels, the siege towers forward. Jin swordsmen take out the mangonel, and they are looking to raid the eco of Grinchy, who had been going for the mangonel defense with 2 TCs for a boom, so should already be way behind the 4 TC now boom of Ganji, just adding that 4th. Guard tower added in from both flanks. Guard towers, super important. Much better against mangonels than normal watchtowers. Hello, Shinoxia. Hello. And okay, Danger Noodle, don't mangonel your teammate's tower, or your teammate's castle. That was almost a disaster there. Barles had the foundation, the mangonels were going for the palisade. I think they're just trying to give him a better spot. And okay, now there's HP on that. That shouldn't go down. Was not one shot by Sensar. Maybe there's room for better anticipation in a one-shot there. Siege tower for Ganji, because why not? And I honestly would be worried about Motastic's base now being wide open. He will add in a monastery. Champions should themselves be a counter to Jian swordsmen. The swordsmen now are running around the base. The Inca get pop space from their settlements, but can't garrison. And those swordsmen getting in might kill a Vil. He bounces back and forth on the pathing. Second Vil down. Those go down. And for a second I was worried Sensor was going to hit Nolo's Vills. But Nolo's starting to fall apart here with another TC. The Light Cav raids are on their way. And Danger Noodle actually with a 4 TC boom himself. 83 Vills. But what worries me is that 87 and 82 from both pockets on Ganji's team. As Sensor is up to Imp. I have a feeling Sensor gets Imp. And then, well, as Frank's looks like the Paladin Civ. Although he's adding more barracks, so it might be maybe Hal Bombard Cannon first. Maybe a bit quicker to get to them than it is to get to Paladins. He was on only a 3 TC boom and defending with Mangonel, so it doesn't have the 4th TC yet. Fortified wall now. A situation if Nolo could ever get a castle up and then research Great Wall, that would be crazy. That's what I love about Rage Forest. You get to see all those castle techs that usually don't come up in 1v1s. Even, what's the tech? Nomads for the Mongols. You delete all your houses and get a cleaner trade line. Oh, that's nice. Why don't you say hi, hello, hello, hello. And, well, there is a siege tower versus guard tower play, as slingers now are created for Motastic to try to stop the Jin swordsman. And that will be a castle towards the rear. Some Obuki are over here, too, to fight the Jin swordsman. So knights, slingers, mangonels, and Obuki all fighting to try to stop this castle. How effective will that siege tower be, though? The slingers all go down to the mangonel, and the knights are in, but they're fighting Jin swordsmen, not necessarily Vills. There's a monk trying to get a conversion, and not enough knights to stop the castle. Looks like the castle will go up. 85%. There are still 6 Vills. 95%, and that is going up. That is going up, and Menunez clicks up to Imp. He is the Woo, so we won't have any Trebs from it. Well, it does at least secure this area, gives Ganji a chance to do a castle. And he'll have some defensive castles here from Nolo and from Sensar. Still, I'm thinking... How do I view this for... There you go. The Great Wall tech. Walls, towers, and bombard towers, all plus 30 HP, so it makes your guard tower defense more effective if you keep going for it, makes your fortified walls stronger. And if you're stuck in the castle age and not going up anytime soon and your role as the walling player, it feels like a good tech to pick up. Nice new Frank castle too, as we'll have, yeah, bombard cannon. It will be Hal Bombard Cannon Hand Cannoneer from Sensar. Not going for the Frank Paladins. We'll have an alligator or a crocodile eating a Vill. This is reskinned to be basically, or it's a reskinned wolf basically. Ganji up is a very scary Ganji up, and we're gonna have long swordsman here. All right, swordsman for Menunez as the Woo. As wants another castle. That one's a bit more forward and a bit trickier to keep up. Oh, the Mangonel and Castle Fire combined to kill everything going for that tower. Motastic. Running into a disaster. So husbandry in the stable for Sensar as another castle going up for him. And he's looking to... I mean, is there a world you go Axemen instead of hand cannoneers? Axemen against the Shotel warriors. Shotels could be a problem early on before the hand cannoneers come out, but there are already a good number queued up. And Nolo trying to wall to keep the Shotels out. Can he get another gate? He needs to do it a tile back. Ooh, that gate needed to be 1 tile back. It still would have had the coverage, but he does get it up anyway. As this forward castle from Barles goes down, and there are enough hand cannoneers there. A great call from Sensar. Hand cannoneers against the Shotel warriors. And it does feel like Ganji's team is pushing the ram to try to stop the castle, but the Vills are walled in. The knights won't get there. Jin swordsman trying to stop the guard tower. If that goes up, maybe it stops the castle. And it does go up. Does it hit the Vills? Oh my god, which of these lines is the tower? I wish I could click a building and capture age and get just the lines for only that building. Well, it has to shoot them to stop the castle, and so far it's not. There's a traction trap, and that will take out the tower too, so if the Vils need to pull back and garrison, they can. And Cannoneers pushing in the south as some of the towers are going down. Bombard cannon for Danger Noodle. Ethiopians doing siege engineers. They can do torsion engines and have some of the best siege in the game. Torsion engine siege engineers are going to be very scary against Frank hand cannoneers. Georgians for Ganji would be the siege onager civ. For his team. The Chinese get heavy rocket carts, but no siege engineers, so I don't think they're great late game, but certainly better, I think, than when they only had onager. I'm not sure right now what the Rage Force people think of the rocket carts. I'll need to do a lot of casting and get up to date on the RF meta. Cannon goes down to the other cannon. This castle under cannon fire, under treb fire, and it goes down. And weak fills as the cannon get hit. And here come Cavaliers. So, two armies charging at once. The Cavaliers fighting the Halves and the Shotels going for the hand cannoneers. Almost a backwards engagement, but now they're getting it right. As the Cavaliers move forward, as the cannon push, Nolo still struggling to get up in time. And this push will stall out. Danger Noodle did a hold long enough. Now he and Barles together are pushing. Nolo's at 3k score. He's been holding for a long time for his pocket. But now his only option is really to stone wall and try to get his Vil count up to the point he can contribute 55 Vils. And still in the castle age. Motastic, 4k score. Feels like he's a bit ahead, but then the pocket Grinchy is still being devastated. So we might start rotating around the map a bit. Maybe Barles could swoop in with Cavaliers to try to clean the siege. We do have forward keeps now. From Ganji, he can go Svan Towers as the Georgians. Yep, he has that research in. And keep pushing with Halbs and Onagers. I'm sure he will look to get Siege Onager if he can. And neither team really going to have a trade line immediately with this area pretty vulnerable. Nolo trying to add in trade. I think the trade will have to be here where he's adding his next market. We'll have a market up from Ganji on the other side. Well, this trade route is closed off. And the Motastic's going to need to push this back somehow, but looks like they're converging on Motastic, and I don't think Motastic managed to run a Vil anywhere, so right now he is trapped and in danger of being defeated if this push comes in, and looks like that's exactly what's happening. Onagers opening the forests. What even is the unique unit? They're Champion Warriors, but too many Halves for them to deal with. Down here, it feels like Censar doesn't want to hold much longer against 7 Ethiopian Bombard Cannon, but he is at least stopping the progress of the Cavaliers. And Nolo has done a great job walling everywhere to make sure they can't run through and hit the eco of the rest of the team. Nice attack ground. The Inca still have the Kamiyuka as their unique unit, which is pretty good against champions, but you need a lot of them. Inca have the tool individually to counter the champions. Slingers, Kamiyuks, but need to get there, and I don't think Motastic will have the time to do that. As the Nunez destroying his eco, and he will be in a much worse spot, Motastic will be, than Nolo will be. As Nolo still is holding. The scores are still really close. I just can't help but think this push is much better than the push at the bottom. And that Censar is holding much better than Grinchy managed to. Ever since that early push, maybe catching Grinchy a bit off guard when the walls are breached. And yeah, all those Fawn Towers are going to prevent trade. Even were Motastic not defeated. Also, 2 more relics. One, this is cleared. That's also 1, 2, 3 relics for Nunez to go pick up. If he notices, he can just do a gate or delete the walls and walk through then. Do those towers just Link. That might be my capture range VRAM settings being low. Cyan is GG. I don't know about that. I mean, he's still at 131 population. This is a situation where right now, I feel that red is so dead that either Ganji or Menunez could send reinforcements down here while the other pushes against Grinchy if they need to stabilize. But elite Keshiks from Grinchy. The Wu should have pretty good Halbs if they can swap to them. I think they do have Halb, right? Yeah. Champions continue pushing here. Motastic trying to wall up in the corner of the map. And if Ganji's team wins, I think you gotta give credit to Nolo for managing to hold and run. Because he is now booming. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 TCs. Remember when he was on 50 Vils? He's up to 80 plus right now. Down to 55 for Motastic as the champions keep moving in. Am I not going to London? I am going to London. But I'm just going there to watch. I will be there Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I arrived Friday night. So tower going down as the champions still kill some Vils. The university here, fortified wall on the way, that'll go down. Castle hit by the Treb. Yes. Yes. I'm just going myself. So Trebs taking down everything. There's like a few keeps for Barles. And now, now at least we get to see the new stone wall architecture for the DLC civs. As Motastic is hiding in the corner, trying to do everything to stay alive. But Ganji, not letting him hide. We'll push through. There's another university. He's going to be looking for stone walls. I absolutely love that golden statue in the university. In the Imperial Age, that is amazing. This will be walled off for Menunez, making sure there's no other escape route. As maybe this team has a way to push Censar, but Censar's doing a great job of holding 1v2 now. We're going to use in the market a bit coinage for Nolo as he's up to Imp. So there presumably is a no sling until Imp rule, but coinage will be in preparation to sling once Nolo gets up. And he doesn't need to train military then, he can just sling everything he can do, maybe do banking first, to his teammate Censar. Censar can stay down at a low population, 60 Vils, and both of them work on a trade boom. The guard tower and the barracks both go down. Here comes some paladins. Can go for the castle. And Lumenos, thank you very much for the follow. Red defeated soon. Let's see. Red defeated soon. Red's population is down to 2. Where are they? Where are they? Oh, there we go. He got out. He got out. He's got to run to a crocodile. He's got to run to a crocodile. Let's go. He's got 2 Vils left, and he's running into a crocodile. Who wins? Who wins? The Vil has Loom. It's atop a hill. It's an Inca Vil, so it has blacksmith upgrades. Inca Vil's OP, and he survives. He survives. Where's the other villager? Oh, wait. This is his last Vil. 1 Vil. This is his last Vil. Imagine the last Vil gets killed by a crocodile. He's escaped. He's going to wall himself in. I wasn't invited for Amigo Wars? I have no idea. This isn't proper Rage Forest. This is, you know, the Amigo Zone tournament. Tower is attacking the keep. As we have the elite Keshiks, do look pretty fancy with all their gold. Alright, muted during the sneeze there. Gotta have good APM while you're casting. we're at 544 vills to 387. And now an Motastic, just he's relaxing, hands off the keyboard, watching his team play. Oh, no, he's not. He's trying to escape. He's doing a market. He has resources. He has 2k gold he wants to sling. The market's not spotted. Menunez isn't seeing it. Needs some town patrol. Oneville Gaming, let's go. His team's getting pushed. I think you beat Baxter 50-50 for the follow. Thank you very much. Team games. I do enjoy team games. I gotta catch up on the YouTube chat. For some reason, YouTube chat only updates in OBS when I tap over to OBS. But there's the GG. Here's the GG. Motastic, just as they're saying GG, sends 1394 gold to Grinchy and paid 418 in tax. Let's go. He's able to send some sling, but that will be a win for Team Ganji in game number 1. Give him a lovely win there. And let's check out the stats. We shall have, let's see, Nolo, 46 kills, but held for a while. It felt like for Motastic, he was ahead of Nolo for a good part of the game, but the pockets, Grinchy took the brunt of the damage through that middle push. And well done from Ganji, GG. Let's see, what is this Discord message? So, oh my gosh, what were those civs? I need to check the civs off. This is the hardest thing about casting Rage 4 is checking off the civs. So I'm going to play an ad while I do that on Twitch. You can always hop over to YouTube if you don't want to see the ad. And now I need to remember what civs were just played. We had Georgians for Ganji, that was played. It was Chinese, they were played too at the end of the draft. The Wu were played, and the Franks. Oh, remembered. Then we had Inca, Tatars, Ethiopians, and what was the final civ? The Poles for Barles. There we go, I remembered. That's hard remembering. So it looks like they're done with game 1. Let me refresh the dashboard, see if we have a lobby yet for game 2. And looks like they are in a lobby now. Wonderful. Basically 5v2 and 1 AFK. Yeah, I have chat to remind me. What the civs are. So thank you all for watching on YouTube. Hope you're enjoying too. Glad to have you here. I have a YouTube video I'm actually working on today. I hope to have it out midweek. It's about, since we're having to land, it's about score victory. And little tricks you can do to increase your score. Because you'll see players who, at the end of games, they spam all the monasteries when they get next to the score victory. They'll try to research all the techs. I'm gonna try to do a video about score. Not just like how it's calculated, because that's simple, but the tricks you can do in game to manipulate it. Answer. Yeah, Barles with his home civ. You're right. Barles is Polish. And we'll look for the next game. Don't reveal your secrets. Your secrets. Well, one of my favorite tricks is that I had learned. I think it might have been either was it the Max or was it Spaden? It was someone casting a Forest Nothing game, and they said that you can queue farms in the mill to manipulate your score if you're queuing a lot of wood. And then I realized, oh my gosh, that's brilliant. I almost lost the game because of spamming monastery text before the game was truly over. You always got to be careful with those score victories. Alright, looks like they're still in the lobby now. So let's see what we got here. They are launching. Okay, they have launched the next game. We are good. We're good. Yeah, you got to remove the farms before the score victory is over. But that's something you got to keep in mind for the free-for-all games, because you want your score to be as low as possible so people don't focus you. So you kind of debate that you are weaker than you are. Poles and Tatars actually don't have good answers to Halb's fail wall. I mean, individually, I guess, like, Obuk or a heavy Cav Archer should be an answer to Halb's, but yeah, that gets trickier on BF when Siege comes out, or if you're in a combination of a bunch of different units. It's not like they have Mangudai or even recurve bow for extra range against the Siege. Right, let's see, we're loading in right now. Let's go. And there we are. Capture age is frozen. Okay, and as we've been doing, just make it red versus blue at the top of the scoreboard. And here we are, game number 2. We have 3 pawns per team. Let's go. Let's go 3 pawns. So 1, 2, 3. 2 pawns, though, for a Censar. So this is where maybe one of the flanks sends a Vil back and tries to boom. But it'll be Gujars on the flank for Nolo. And again, a Champy the Troopy on the flank for Motastic, and he is going for an aggressive wall. Super far forward. Yeah, and Dravidians for Censar with 2 Dravidians with 2 pawns. That's Fishboom Elephant Archer right there. As long as your flank stays alive. And so far, Camel Scout fighting the Champy. They're pushing through, and the wall not fully up for Motastic. 2 tiles of a gap. Had gone for the aggressive forward wall, didn't quite get it. Nolo will use the relic as part of the wall. I guess you can do that these days. It always makes me nervous. In the old days, the relic was smaller and you could walk past it. And scout fight. Yellow scout goes down. Champy Scout fighting Censar still. Censar has to pull back, kills the Champy Scout, takes a hit from the villain, survives on 2 HP. Perfectly calculated, but the wall does get finished from Motastic. The forward walls from Nolo don't go up. You'll delete the palisades to recover the wood. Do another house at home. Yes, have to be careful not to be housed in these Vil fights. And with all this walling, I don't think that Nolo's going to get over to her pond anytime soon. Nope. Game. Hello? Capture age? What is going on? AoE2 crashed for me. Okay. Rip. Is the stream okay? Is the stream okay? Or am I still here? Chat, tell me that I'm okay. Let's... Wait, okay. Wait, AoE2 just crashed on me. Did it crash on the players? Dashboard says they're in game. What just happened? Yeah, well, I've restarted the game. Let's see if I can maybe spectate again. I don't see them in the game anymore. So maybe they did crash? Maybe they crashed? Don't worry, in another 20 years the game will be fixed and stable. Do you mean we're closer to a stable version than we are to the release? I'm okay, thank you, Jabberwock. You enjoy 100% research? I do too. So, I don't see them in game anymore. I'm gonna guess that they crashed too. As I can show you, I'm on the spectate tab in game, and I don't even see him there. If that loads. Memstream is working fine? Okay. Interesting, because I don't see them here. Alright, let's just try this again, I guess. Dashboard still tells me they're there, so maybe the in-game is just not showing them. Catch up to live time. If we do have issues, then maybe we need to get more VRAM. Alright, the colors are fine. Maybe capture and save that. So, okay, let's see if we get past where we were. I did have a game earlier that, like, went out of sync when I tried to spectate it. So I don't know what's going on. But okay, we can watch the Vil fight on this side. We were looking at the other side the first time. We gotta watch the game twice so we see all the Vil fights. Blue and orange. Mets fans like me rejoice at those colors. And triple passage on this side. Look at all the walling they gotta do. That is crazy. I'll have a wolf trapped in the corner, 3 boars in the back for Motastic. We'll have to send another Vil back there. Doing a settlement back among 2 stones and a gold. Alright, I don't know why DE crashed, but it did. Just DE things. You have some walls up here. And up a Vil fight getting forward. Ganji wants to harass this pond, I'm sure. Forcing lots of idle time from Danger Noodle. But, yeah, Danger Noodle needs to basically keep his Vils between Ganji and the pond to make sure Ganji doesn't get a quick wall and a dock. He's going to try to pull 1 Vil back to the TC. Ganji 1 Vil left, and she'll fall back. Menunez's scout. 3 HP left, and even Barles is sending Vils to help. He knows how important it is to keep the pond safe. And oh, more Vils from Ganji, though. More Vils from Ganji. Barles trying to wall. Barles might need to sacrifice 1 Vil to get the wall up. Sacrifice 2 Vils to get the wall up. Oh, that Vil ran the wrong way. Oh, nice. And has to quick wall this to make sure Ganji doesn't palisade the tree. Alright, Ganji's still trying to survive with that Vil. Low HP scout for Danger Noodle too. Over here is stone walls from Motastic as 5 Vils are forward from Nolo to Tower Rush. Motastic, are these stone walls gonna go up in time? Maybe not. Maybe he needs more Vils over here. Double bit axe, so that might be an extended feudal. Big Boris chasing the Vil along with a wolf. This is the dangerous part of the game where Menunez doesn't actually have the pond. He went to dock his teammate's pond and maybe leave room for Ganji eventually to come over here. Managing the ponds is always a bit tricky. Okay, this is where extra Vils in the back might need to Keep that boar. One of the lumberjacks might need to shoot it. Oh, a Berryville trying to shoot it. Doesn't get there in time, and that will walk back for Menunez. Maybe an opportunity could have done a gate on top of the boar to force it to walk off and change direction a bit, but you can kind of idle it like that. Doesn't catch it in time. Oh, did Deville go down? Did Deville go down? I'm totally looking at things that appear on screen, and I'm looking somewhere else on the screen. So pond there for Barles, pond for Danger Noodle, second layer of walls up so that Vills don't sneak to this pond, and that is one heck of a fish boom. 8 fishing ships for Grinchy, 10 for Sensar, and 6 for Menunez. This map also is edited so that fishing ships cannot garrison within the docks. And that makes it a bit easier to manage your fish traps because you're not accidentally garrisoning them. Well, Wolf is good for the line of sight, you're right. Helps you lure in the boars. Although I have weirdly enough seen boars that de-aggro somewhat randomly, and I'm not sure why. I'll need to look into that if they're bugged or there was a behavior change. Oh, auto-building Vil. Almost ran into some tower fire there from Motastic. But this area of the map is where I'm really curious what's going to happen. It's just palisade walls, no stone walls. This might even be a map where the teams triple stone wall. Triple, that's probably a low number for Rage Forest, but just multi-stone wall over here. And they go basically 3 players pushing over here. Maybe even 4 players pushing over here. Yeah, the Slav player with fish. The Slavs have a farming bonus, so they'd prefer to be the player on the team that doesn't have the pond, if possible. Yeah, Wolf attacking the Vil. About the galley there. I'm really worried about sneaks from Ganji, and now here come stone walls from Barles. Stone walls, maybe just in time, as Menunez is pushing. I don't think his team will... Yep, they will see the stone walls. We'll see it. And he'll go for a workshop. Now, I know you do want every tile of space you possibly can get. Maybe it's a mistake from Barles to stone wall directly where Ganji's palisades have vision. Maybe he should be a tile back. It's only 1 tile, but you build them outside of the vision of the palisade. So there, Menunez saw that and decided to maybe change the workshop location based on the fact he saw the walls. Maybe also based on the palisades, because he doesn't want to do the mangonels in, or put the Vills in vision of those palisades. Yeah, maybe the palisades here are just what matter. Because then he'd see the Vills going forward, and he'd know for certain that there's a push, even though he can probably feel the push. Based on all of the forward presence. And there's Ganji. Those are only his own walls, so he can wall right up next to them. Both players wall in the middle. But here comes the mangonel push. And oh, we're going to have a castle drop. Castle drop against the stone walls to the north. As Motastic as the Tupi, what is his unit? He is the Blackwood Archer Civ. The Blackwood Archers from the castle. Let's see, those vills do have loom. And mangonel push in the south. Lots of room should Barles want to go for more layers of stone wall. He's not up to the castle age just yet. And Wolf attacking a villager for Ganji. Ganji will house trick to get the wolf to de-aggro and get a couple of hits in. That's a nice trick. You can hit the wolf while it's walking on the house foundation and get a couple of extra hits. So Barles up to castle, Bodkin for Motastic. And Motastic's castle will try to push through the gate. A couple of Blackwood archers, probably better to have them garrisoned, adding arrows to the castle here. And Scorpion defense for Nolo, so Scorpions should devastate the Blackwood archer. Usually if you're against Cav archers, they get all their bloodlines and HP techs, and then the Cav archers hold up to a few Scorpion bolts. Not the Blackwood archers, they have 20 HP. Scorpions do 11 damage, 2 bolts will massacre them. So mangonel push down here, we'll have a tower from Barles, and look for a potential university and guard tower from him. This is doing a mangonel defense on his own workshop. Menunez bringing a relic to the front. Trying to inspire the siege weapons. And double Monastery Monk Rush from him. Bohemians for Mangonels and Monks, eventual Hafnitsa, and he will be adding a TC to Boom behind the push. 2 TCs for Motastic for this push. We'll have 3 TCs for Grinchy, along with the Fish Boom. Along with already 20 Fish Traps. Let's check up on the Fish Booms. We'll have 7 there for Menunez. 23 for Sensar. And no Fish Traps yet for Ganji, who started fishing a bit later, but he does have double docks on the pond. No real Fish Boom there from Barles to speak of on the flank. And a bit of a smaller Fish Boom, only 15 Fish Traps for Danger Noodle. As this push continues, and these multi-layered stone walls, you got 52 stone wall tiles already here for Nolo. And as the Gajurs, he does have access to Fortified Wall. So he can fortify this even more if he wants to. 3 TCs, good boom for Danger Noodle, as Barles stuck on 1 TC on the flank, doing wheelbarrows, so he can run his vills faster. And we'll be adding in a second TC. There's a risk behind the pressure. And this is not reinforced fully with a second layer of stone walls. It is only a Castle Age Watchtower, but no Guard Tower upgrade. And Barles will need to micro his Mangonels to survive this. He gets 1 hit for free. Nicely done. We'll look for Redemption to come in soon for Menunez. That tower still only has Fletching. Bodkin just comes in. Bodkin important from the perspective of keeping the monks farther away and making it harder for Redemption monks to convert the Mangonel. As University for Barles will go up. And Mangonels come forward. Barles has to be ready to garrison the vills, and he is right on top of it. Tower keeping the Mangonels away still. That ram can maybe use some repairs. And a 3 TC boom along with the University now for Nolo. Who maybe will be thinking fortified walls. He keeps walling behind this. Doing some outposts in case cuts come in later. And they wall the walls. Gotta wall everything. Everything and then some on Rage Forest. If you don't have 0 vills on wood because you're walled out, then you haven't walled enough. So it looks like Barles with 1 Mangonel is doing a great job defending this push. He has gone for Guard Tower, University and Guard Tower, and he's on stone, so maybe he looks to turn this around with a castle drop. Ganji sending vills forward, he's up to Imp, and he's maybe looking for a castle drop in early Imp. Monks pressuring the vills. Or actually, Ganji, maybe he's just walling. Maybe the castle won't be so far forward. And there's that fortified wall tech for Nolo. And boom! So much more fortified. So much more HP. We have a total of 216,000 HP on all those walls. So University, Monastery, and some stables now for Grinchy as the way. It looks like he'll be playing not Paladin, but rather Heavy Huiguang Cav. That is a very cheap upgrade compared to Paladin. And the wolf has the hill. Wolf has the hill. The Vil has Loom, though, and his friend's going to help him. Friend helps him out. There's a Blackwood Archer. Fended off by the Scorpions. Do Chinese walls with Great Wall unique tech count as double fortified? I don't know what they count as. But we did see Chinese fortified walls last game. I don't think Nolo... Oh, I forgot to check if he had gotten Great Wall by the end. So Scorpion's still holding here. As I said, the Blackwood Archers don't want to fight Scorpions. But we have a Petard. You're going to need a lot more than 1 Petard to break through this. I think it's 3 Petards per fortified wall segment. So there's Ganji up to Imp. Couple of ranges for him, and a few ranges and barracks over here for Sensar. And another range there for Ganji. Huiguang Cav pushing forward. There's a castle from Barles. A few barracks going up here for Danger Noodle. As players are starting to make their way towards Imp. And Imp over here from Motastic will lead to more petards. Trebuchets and petards as the Blackwood Archers try to stop some of the walling. But Nolo already getting ready to wall to the edge of the map, being prepared for cuts. Outpost here to look for cuts in the middle of the forest, walls to the edge. And we'll have Coinage on the way also from Motastic, so this might be a situation where he's saying, you know what, I'm triple layer walled. I'm the 2P. Do the 2P have a decent late game unit? Maybe Blackwood Archers with poison arrows? But he's maybe going to think about slinging his teammates once he gets Imp. And there are the heavy Huiguang Cav. But what did I say at the start of the game? Dravidians fish booming with a pond to Elephant Archers? That's what Sensar has. Ganji will be the Berbers. I guess the one thing that's unfortunate is that the Elephant Archers and the Camel Archers somewhat double up and fill the same role. They have Halfneedsa, but I don't think they have... Well, Dravidians get Siege Onagers, right? Siege Onagers, but no Siege Engineers. Maybe Half needs to help makes up for that. Does this castle go up in time? This is an early push with all those elephants. We have a great fish boom. What do we have here? 58 fish traps. 58 fish traps from Sensar. Mangonel goes down. That's a lot of onagers. So Siege Onager on the way for Danger Noodle. And that's going to be how to counter the Elephant Archers. Slav Siege Onagers, but Redemption Monks could counter the Siege. Huiguang Cav, Slavs, what do they have? No Heresy, but they do have access to Faith. Devotion on the way, along with Siege Onager for Danger Noodle. Starting to shoot the elephants. And are there conversions coming in? The monks still chanting Wooloo, and they did get an Onager. That will slow down the defense. As Sensar keeps pushing, over here, nothing really going on. Just an Onager slightly cutting. A couple of Trebs pushing. 4 petards in the castle, but again, I think that's too many walls to break through quickly. And it looks like it's a triple push of Cannon, Monk, Halb, and Elephant Archer. So as I said at the start, it felt like this was just a multi-layer wall up here with everyone going for a push on the other side. So 3-player push down here. But that's where Barles feels like maybe he doesn't have quite the same presence that Ganji does now. It feels almost like a 3v2. I saw Barles receiving some sling there. We'll have the poison damage from Motastic, who does have a good score lead over Nolo, to be fair. But with all those walls, I'm still not seeing a push. So the charge from both sides now. The Huiguang Cav trying to get a jump on the cannon. The elephants trying to be the offensive line to protect the cannon as the Huiguang Cav get around the back. And I think the cannon are being taken down. I think all of them are stopped by the Cav. I see one left. It's hard to see where they are among all the elephants. But that was an expensive push for the Cav as they all go down. And pretty much no elephants are destroyed at this point. However, Barles is the Mongols, and he's starting to get out Mangadai. And that will give them another Siege Onager Civ if Barles gets there. He's only on 105 Vils, though. Elite Blackwood Archer. Wait a minute. The Petards have made their way through. They've made their way through, along with some Cav from Grinchy. And all the walling in the world has not kept this army out of Nolo's base. He's trying to go Shravamsh Riders. Those should be destroyed by the Huiguang Cav. Absolutely destroyed. How does the poison damage interact with the Shravamsh shield? I have no idea. I genuinely don't know if the shield blocks that. As I see a cannon taking out archers. Meanwhile, in the south, are we ready to see Onager shots on the Elephant Archers? No. Elephants tanky enough to stop the Onagers. Traction Trebs, do they help against elephants? Maybe they do. Monks can try to convert them. I feel like Traction Trebs stop monks very easily. And the camels here seemingly saving Nolo for the moment. At the very least, Gajur camels are an answer to all of the heavy Huiguang Cav. Cannon shooting at Blackwood archers feels like overkill. Yeah, and Ganji trying to play both sides with the heavy cav, finding the halbs to pick off. It's a lot of halbs from Danger Noodle, which, if they close the distance on the elephants, will at least do some damage to them. They'll help support the siege onagers, or they'll just get onagered themselves. Perhaps a bit of both. Still wondering if Mangadai are the play, or if Barles should be going extra siege onagers himself. I guess they're still, you want them against the Halfnitzer, but the Halfnitzer will be so far in the back, they're not going to reach. Halfnitzer versus Traction Trebs. I guess the Traction Trebs have one more range. I feel like the Halfnitzer should still win that with some splash damage. Yeah, there they go. Love to have blue Traction Trebs instead of Way. What's the Way bonus? They're cheaper. Yeah, well, he has more of them. Well, you're right, he'd love to have more projectiles. Or whatever the bonus is. It was more projectiles for the Woo, I think. Maybe I'm misremembering that. But Motastic holding here. He is holding, and so far holding just by himself. He hasn't needed any Elephant Archers from Sensar. And in fact, I actually kind of worry about Blackwood Archer versus Elephant Archer. I think the Elephant Archers might melt to them with the poison. So it's all about siege onager shots on the elephants or on your own halbs right now. Danger Noodle shooting Danger close. As he's trying to cut more and open up the passage. Make more room for the cav to run around and potentially snipe the cannon, but the elephants do a good job of blocking the cav. Halfnitzer. I like the monk edition to heal the elephants. That's something maybe to look for the Saracens with Myristan. Elephant healing in a team game. I guess you can do that in Saladin 6 now when the Shah of Persia sends you those elephants in the campaign. And those Blackwood Archers are grouped up and primed for a good bombard cannon hit. I'll try to keep an eye on that. We'll have 1, 2, 3 castles for Barles. He's getting ready to do a push with Mangadai. He has 27 fish traps, and as the Mongols, he doesn't need food. He's just making Mangadai and trade wood and gold units. So 115 Vils, or 85 Vils. That might actually be all he needs as long as he can get the upgrades, and if his teammates are slinging him, then he probably can get them. He just needs Elite Mangadai. And he doesn't even need to go for Siege Onager. Yep, he has Elite Mangadai, since his teammate has them. Although Drill Siege Onagers would be better than the Slav ones. Slav ones are just cheaper. That's the bonus, right? Siege discount. That's not the Civ, that's the Civ. Yeah, minus 15% for the Slavs. But lots of Siege Onagers are exactly what you need against Elephant Archers. The Censar still is holding here. That's kind of why I'm thinking that it might be the move for Barles to double up on Siege Onager instead of going Mangadai. Because the Mangadai are not going to reach the Halfnitzer. It's more expensive for Barles when he's been raided quite a bit. He's queuing more Vils. I mean, the only reason to queue more Vils now is if you want to build more castles with them and are going to lose Vils, or if you're trying to get food for more techs. Because the Mangadai are just about fully upgraded. Parthian, getting more food techs in. And in the north, slowly but surely, Motastic is pushing. Nolo losing some ground. And I like how Grinchy's been able to go cav on both sides. And that certainly helps out as Nolo's trying to wall again. Even Censar adding in some walls. Might get to the point where Censar needs to add elephants here. One key for this team would be if they could push and take out some of these castles and get to the pond. And getting their own docks there for some ships suddenly means this trade stops. And kind of secures them some map control here. But as much as there are 60 Elephant Archers, they have to be careful of the Siege Onagers still. Well, it's just making safe castles for trade and to ensure access to Mangadai. Yep, in the back for the Mangadai. Got something like Hufnitzer? Man, am I still getting that wrong? I feel like I've corrected myself and then get it wrong again. Lots of elephants. Fighting as the Onager tries to take them down. But those elephants are so tanky, you don't want to fight Mangadai against Elephant Archer. Converted Onager Does... Yeah, no faith in. No faith for Danger Noodle. He should be thinking of faith against the monks. I have no idea what's going to happen down here, and I still think that Barles needs to be working his way towards Siege rather than Mangudai in this situation. Yeah, they're still good against Halbs, but then so would be maybe Drill Scorpions. The Scorpions themselves a bit better against the Elephants. I don't know, how do Scorpions do against Elephant Archers, actually? Because they do have an attack bonus against Elephants. It should have some good Pierce Armor. I would think better against Mangudai while still being useful against the Halbs. And Nolo's still holding. He is going to be doing Elite Genitor. Elite Genitor to fight the Blackwood Archers. And they'll probably kill each other here. The poison damage should rip through the Pierce Armor of the Genitors. And the Huiguang Cav will be able to push them too. Nolo going full trash units with the cheap Gujar. Hussars, does he have? Yep, he does have Chatras. So we will be pushing these units. And very cheap. Needs to get Hussar. Only light Cav so far. Maybe Hussar actually pick off the Treb. He's defending that castle, trying to repair, also defending Rams. Meanwhile, we're still looking for good Onager shots on the Elephants. And we're looking for Onagers on the Camels. So Ganji trying to go Berber Camels here. And again, that's something that I feel is useful against the Mangudai more so than it would be against Scorpions. The Halb player still does need... I mean, the Slav player still does need Halbs in the pop space. If you have more Siege rather than Mangudai, I think it's easier to push. But now that we have, what, 113 Vills, 19 trade for Barles, he can maybe think about making a swap. Especially if he has good sling from his teammates. Well, now this is where the Mangudai shine, picking off Trebs. Okay, Mangudai useful, Trebs too far forward from Menunez. If your opponent makes a mistake, then the Mangudai punish them really hard. That's for sure. Onagers and Traction Trebs trying to get hits on the Elephants. Sensor, look at that score. He's still beasting with the Elephants. And then we're seeing Elite Genitors. Elite Genitors that are slowly getting pushed, but... I mean, Nolo is an expert at walling and defending castles. Fantastic needs to find a way to get probably 4 or 5 plus Trebs all shooting at once with the castle atop the hill. Needs to say that doesn't have siege engineers, so it is extra difficult for him to push the castle. That ram with the flag on it moving forward, but Hussar's there to pick it off maybe. Some Halbs popping out. And Nolo holding 1v2, making it easier for his team to have pop space down here. Sensor hasn't had to invest into helping Nolo. And the team still has safe trade up in the top of Sensar's base. This castle, though, may be slowly but surely getting overwhelmed. There's Nolo not at 200 pop now. Total pop for the teams, though, fairly even. And one castle down from Barles in the south. That'll stop Mangudai production. Hard to say if Mangudai are needed to pick off Trebs if there's also Traction Trebs and forward SO. Okay. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Mangudai are so powerful, but... are they actually the right unit against all the Elephant Archers? And, you know, you are looking at it like your teammate already has Siege Onagers, so does doubling up on a composition give you the right option? But here we're seeing the weakness against the Camels, maybe. Huiguang Cav doing their best to fight. 5 Pierce Armor on them, so at least they're useful here. And there, the Hufnitsa. In the back. It's hard to see how many there are. There are 7 obscured by the Elephants. As we have a good Halb push. Good Halb push from Menunez. And there is Siege Onager from Barles. Oh, but he's cutting. He's cutting down the middle. And that's going to force some immediate walls from Nolo's everywhere to wall. What's he even doing over here? Maybe that's the problem. They pushed Nolo too much that he can wall over here. And the cut will open up the middle for Mangudai to raid. Can Nolo get the walls up in time? There is a hole there. I believe so. These walls are all low. And the Mangudai are through. The Mangudai are through. Nolo can wall up between the markets there. And okay, there are Mangudai in the trade line now. Mangudai in the trade line. Over here, Nolo lost the castle. He's falling back. Sensar's base is being pushed. Sensar's team has the score lead because of how beastly Sensar is playing with the elephants. But here they go. Trade going to the markets back and forth. Eric's being taken down by the Hufnitsa. Is Nolo castling it? No, that's Barles castling it. That's a Barles castle. But the castle is denied. Might as well be a doubt castle. There's banking from Barles. He's getting ready to sling. I like the onager play, but I think he needs to get his own onagers down here. He should at least have drill. Yeah, he has drill. Part of me is wondering if Heavy Scorpion would have been the play rather than onager, though, but I think it might be too late. As Menunez, with a ton of Hufnitsa, he's up to 10 of them, will now be destroying the docks. So some Mangudai still trying to raid the trade, but they're getting cleaned up. What are there? Vils, Halbs there? I don't even know what unit's there. I think it's Halbs from Motastic, but Motastic really close to breaching that gate and getting into the trade and into both fishing ecos of Menunez and of Sensar. So Barles losing the fish, but as the Mongol player, you've spent your food already. Unless he's going for Heavy Scorpion, he doesn't need any more food. He's just pumping wood and gold units, so probably the least important player to worry about the fish right now. Elephant archers from Sensar. Well, I guess in some sense, Sensar, he has his army. He doesn't need to replenish it that fast. I don't know how much food he still needs now that all the elephants are out on the field. Maybe if he takes onager shots, he'll need a lot more food. This is just how it goes with all the units available in the 4v4. Yeah, it's all about the combos, right? I mean, Siege Onager, you have the same question about the Hufnitsa. I feel that Scorpion in some way is better than Siege Onager, though, because you're gonna have... They're cheaper, and if you lose them to the Hufnitsa, you're not as worried. The elephants taken down by onagers. Down they go. Oh, down they go. Okay, that's the onager shot this team wanted. Okay, Barles with the onager reinforcements, taking out a ton of elephants, and at the same time, here is Motastic pushing through, getting into the trade. The heavy Huiguang Cav are in the trade, elite Shravamsh riders, and now Sensar needs the elephant archers at home. And if he needs the archers at home, that's gonna mean the push down here stalls out in the south. And the onagers, without the huge mass of elephants, can get better shots. Sensar has to micro in 2 places now. And now the Halbs can fight the camels. Camels will be running through castles if they want to raid. Remember, Barles did all of his castles in the back for Mangudai. And scores flipping back and forth as Sensar trying to stabilize here with the elephants and the genitors. This trade is so important for the team to hold. But since Barles has basically held his base now, it's a matter of space that Barles' team has 5 bases. Ganji's team has only 3. Well, it's the 3 bases with the pawns, and they've kept the trade alive. Sensar now stabilizing up here. Yeah, Scorpion a bit less micro-intensive. And harder for Sensar to micro away from, because you have more shots. And they, even if you micro away, they can still hit you a bit more easily than onagers with the pass-through. And monk time, let's go. Monks for converting elephant archers. Those are, I think, the female monks? They have, their sounds are slightly different. Maybe I just need to get used to that, but it still feels just different. Okay, we're into the game. As you're going for the range. The Hemus are very hard to kill. But now, ooh, we're getting rams. We're getting rams. That's the other thing that could happen. The rams for Barles, but in that composition, rams don't kill anything. Rams are for pushing. Not as much for holding like they were doing. Looks like there was a shot on the Halbs. You were swapping from Huiguang Cav to Tiger Cav, which I guess should be a stronger overall unit. I do have 7 pierce armor. That should be, I mean, more armor. That should be crazy against the elephant archers. We're getting camel archers now. Another reason maybe to prefer the siege for the Mongols in this at this point in the matchup there against the camel archers is, oh my gosh. Capture Age, don't crash on me. Don't crash on me. Again, a slideshow, Age of Empires here. How's the stream doing? Is the stream fine? Is the stream fine? Let me see. The game looks okay. Stream is fine. Let me close Capture Age. And then, why does Capture Age have 4 items there? Okay. Well, hold on. We'll head over in-game for a second. We'll see if I can get Capture Age rolling again. We might lose some stats, but that's okay. There's no sound, I'm sorry. We'll restart Capture Age. Stream is fine with the slideshow AoE. It's fine. We crashed during an ad. Doesn't matter. Okay, and Capture Age is back. Oh my gosh, it's loading. We're good. We are good. We are good. Onager. Oh, Onager's hitting the camel archers. I think we're catching up. Look how fast this is going. I'll send another bug report to the Capture Age team. I'll be like, downside, Capture Age crashed. Good side, it didn't crash my PC or my stream. Hello, Varian. Did I see the Airbnb update? Yes, I did.
Combat, Rodrigo Diaz de Vivar. I will give you command of my army. Let the tournament begin!
Yeah, so we're going to Red Bull. Varian booked an Airbnb that a couple days ago, 1 week away from when we're supposed to start, the host didn't process the payment or whatever and canceled the booking. So Varian presumably got an upgrade on the Airbnb though, because he got rebooked. So I think it's handled, right? We're all handled, we're good. I don't owe any more payments. We're all handled. So here are the onagers. Oh, those onagers are great. At the top though, elephant archers now fighting in the north, and I don't know how the Tupi fight elephant archers. I guess they're just hoping the poison damage from the Blackwood archers is enough. All good. New place is a 30-minute walk. Are we walking 30 minutes in the cold April London rain? Or are we Ubering? Or taxiing? I don't even know what's in London. And towers go down. Don't worry about that when we get there. Oh yeah, I guess I need to find out how to get from the airport to the Airbnb too. Wait, why is Twitch doing another ad break? It just did an ad break. Or maybe, no, that was the countdown. That was the countdown, sorry. Public transit's good in London? Okay. Do I need like British pounds to pay for public transit, or do they accept credit cards? Call the cab. Oh, okay, split. On the camel archers. Onagers hit the camel archers. I can pay with my credit card or phone. Perfect. So I know how to navigate Berlin, and I know I don't actually need euros for that for the most part these days. I'm not as familiar with London currently. Man, Sensar, 37k score with those elephants is playing like an absolute beast. The Tiger Cav want to take a fight here. 54 elephants now in the north. And if Barles' team is going to win, it's going to come down to fighting in the south. And now you're at the point where the Mangudai are more valuable because the elephant archers are out of the way, but they're fighting camel archers. Oh, we now have a swap. We have elite Blackwood archers down in the south to help deal with the camels. Okay, Mangudai sniping off Siege. Keeps up for Menunez. Now it's Menunez's turn to hold, as we have a ton of keeps from Otastic. Tower goes down. A Bombard Tower for Censar. Bombard Tower for the Dravidians. Okay, that actually becomes incredibly valuable in the south for stopping onagers. Because onagers cannot push Bombard Towers. They don't like pushing keeps, but they absolutely cannot push Bombard Towers. Now the Hufnitze getting some great shots on those onagers. If I have a British friend, that could work, but I also need... oh, nice shot on the Blackwood Archers. They all go down. I also need to physically get to the Airbnb when I arrive at like 9 p.m. So I might not physically have a person there to make the exchange. Ganji in bottom score. He's been struggling with the Camel Archers against all this siege, I think. Nolo over Boond, 169 Vils. Is he in sling mode now? Let me just check this. It might be a bit in sling mode. Sending 400 wood. Everyone moving there. Ganji's still... Okay, yeah, he's in the market. Everything's in sling mode now. And those towers, very weak, 18 HP, being trebbed down. Now it feels like Motastic's getting pushed here, trying to go skirm against the Elephant Archers. And we have Barles, the Drill Siege Onagers, making their way to the opposite side of the map, but here they don't have any Halb in front of them, and the Hussars can rush and pick them off. Yeah, this is where now, at least you have 2 Siege Onager players, but you kind of need Siege Onagers on both sides of the map to deal with the Elephants, to deal with the Camel Archers. And at the very least, even if you're losing them, it helps to have them in front to keep the Hufnitze away from your Trebs. Ooh, 2 relics in the monastery going down from Menunez. Don't matter as much when you have trade, but it still is nice to have relics. And a Ganji with Camel Archers, one of the best units to have against Mangudai. So the Trebs taking some Hufnitze shots, and this push being stalled out just a bit. More towers, more keeps thrown up from Menunez. All the onagers going down. And nice micro from Ganji. And meanwhile here it's Bombard Cannon also from Censar. As the Dravidians, he does not get Siege Engineers. So it will be a bit more tricky to micro them against the Onagers, especially the Drill Onagers that can play some dodgeball. And the Onagers are getting some shots on the Elephant Archers. I like the small ram addition with the Halbs to get close. But there is the Bombard Tower. Bombard Tower is, as I said before, from Censar, great at punishing Siege Onagers. And this side might need some cannon, but Mongols, Slavs, way Tupi. This team does not get Bombard Cannon. Maybe it doesn't matter, though, if they're pushing in the south. That's a lot of towers to stall out the push. Occasional ram, occasional Genitor. Does it count Blackwood Archers? I'm not actually sure. Okay, there's my YouTube chat in OBS. I need to get a better overlay. That'll be my next project. Oh, was the stream freezing earlier? Oh, sorry about that. Let me catch up on my YouTube chat. Was it streaming when I had the capturage crash, or frozen when I had the capturage crash? Because it might still be a VRAM issue, but it did crash on Twitch, which is interesting. Only on YouTube. Use the subway /tube. Ooh, that sounds like fun. That's what I do when I travel to Berlin. I'm very familiar with the train system in Berlin, because I used to live there. Shima's good in Twitch. All right. Hello, Red Cliffy. Oh my gosh, the Onagers on the Blackwood Archers. That's the thing, though. On Black Forest, you lose 5 Hufnitze to 1 Onager shot, and you recover. The game's an hour 15 in, might not be anywhere near ending anytime soon. Elephant Archers here is still clogging up that passageway. Well, if you need 20 plus gigabytes of VRAM to stream a 20-year-old game, I need a separate application to stream it. One day we'll need to rewrite Capture Age from scratch to use less RAM. Yeah, no Red Bull time limit here, fortunately. We got forever. Oh yeah, how's this push doing up the middle? Looks like we're back at it. Barles with the rams. Attempted siege ram defense, but that's a drill ram. That's a drill ram. Ooh, just goes down. Bombard tower saving the onagers there. Ooh, double shot for the onagers. Now wait just a minute, wait just a minute. We might be having another front open to this conflict as Barles is onagering and ram pushing his way up the middle. Censar has to send some elephant archers to stop this. Can these walls be opened wide enough that something could run in? Some Mangudai. Bombard tower is here to try to stop the onager cut. Barles' team might get to the trade soon. Up here, Censar is such a beast with those elephant archers, and we're seeing how tricky it is to get onagers in position to shoot. Barles needs a bit some better micro here. Those elephants are all grouped up, but he's not landing shots. I'm trying to do another cut to open up another passage. And the 2P do not feel strong here at all. How does my PC not crash? Because a couple of years ago I upgraded my CPU, and then last year I upgraded my GPU. So right now I have 32 gigabytes of RAM, an i9 12900K, and a 5080. And looking at the way RAM prices have increased recently, that might not be upgraded anytime soon, as all the vills hit by the onager. Yeah, stone's gonna be super expensive. Look at all these towers. You got 18 keeps. But 18 keeps that now, without army in front of them, could go down. And I'm kind of worried for Menunez down here. Okay, I think YouTube's caught up. That top cut seems devastating. Oh my gosh, there's another cut up here. There's another cut up here. That's going right to the trade. Nolo trying to wall that out. Nolo's been spending the entire game walling. Ooh, if this team can cut around here, I know there are outposts, but they don't even need to cut to the markets. They can just cut their own passage in the back and get behind the markets. Put some Mangudai back there. like don't actually open it, just go behind the markets. Like force them to move the markets. That could be nice. And now we're gonna have a keep there from Motastic. Blackwood archers by Siege Onager. Ooh, nice ram. Onagers don't get a shot off. Down here, the Trebs were stopped. Hoofnitsa destroying traction Trebs, normal Trebs, team games, let's go. Gotta love team games. Also on YouTube, is the stream stable now? That was probably during that Capture Age crash when we had the freeze. So what do we have here? Oh, we have double. I totally forgot Nolo was in the game doing something other than walling. He's making elephant archers too, as the Gujurs. So we have like 100 elephant archers combined here against these Blackwood archers. And how effective is the poison damage here? That's what's the question is, the poison damage. You'd think with all the elephant archers, this team should be fine. Stable? Okay, perfect. Everything pushing the elephants. The elephants are going down. Remember when we had 100 elephants just a second ago? Now we're down under 50. Over half the elephants are now littering the ground. As the onagers and the Blackwood archers have done the job. The poison damage helping out. Censar going back. It feels like this shouldn't be a composition that works against all those elephants, but it is. Some halbs and Blackwood archers. In the south, still a halb fight. Ganji holding. And I'm still looking at this cut to the north. Good job from Nolo to wall that off, but that is maybe raising some questions. Ooh, a couple of camel archers in the trade. Grinchy will chase them down, but that'll bring the heavy Huiguang Cav or the elite Tiger Cav away from the front where they may be needed. And Barles will push back and lose a castle potentially. Oh, 300 HP left on that castle. Stone is expensive at this point, and you want to keep your castles alive, but the Hoofnitzas should finish that off. Down it goes. Perfect now? Alright, perfect. Maybe we gotta upgrade to the like $3,000 5090 just to stream Black Forest. I think I have 16 gigabytes of VRAM now. Maybe I need like 32 for capture age. It did feel when I upgraded in quotes, updated maybe from Windows 10 to Windows 11, that rendering the stream was less efficient. But I also made a lot of changes at the same time, so I don't know if that specifically is what caused it. And Onager is trying to push the camel archers back. That's the reason you upgraded to Linux. I'll have to see if I can get capture age in AoE 2 working on Arch, and we can just leave Windows behind forever. Yeah, the AI hugging all the RAM probably. Yeah, in my experience, NVIDIA still produces a higher quality stream rendering than AMD cards. So you do kind of want to stick with NVIDIA for streaming for the most part. AMD's gotten much better though, but still not quite. If I'm going for something more expensive than a 5080, I need to be as sure as possible that it'll work out. Because it seems like VRAM is the bottleneck for capture age, and as far as CPU or otherwise GPU performance, it's fine. So now the trade is raided. We have a trade raid in the north with these elite Tiger Cav, plus some Gajur Camels trying to plug up this hole. We have forward vills from Motastic who want to do keeps. But if Nolo is able to micro, he can stop them. And there go the camels. Aggroed onto the vills. Motastic not getting the vills walled in. Will that keep go up? There are a lot of camels there. Vills going down. Where I stand on Intel versus AMD. In my anecdotal experience, I've seen occasional issues playing AoE 2 with AMD cards. But other than that, I don't really have a strong preference. Yeah, the GPU is just a very streaming specific case. Okay, what are the Onager shots on the Halbs going to look like? Hoof needs to push in and try to push the Onagers back. And man, Ganji's been microing these Camel Archers like a madman this whole game. Yeah, I've actually not checked out Intel GPUs, but again, it's about encoding for the stream that matters. And RAM for capture age. Is Sensor now pushing back with the Elephant Archers in the north? I mean, the double Elephant Archer is an insane population-efficient military. And now we have Dravidian Siege Onagers too here. So now it's Dravidian versus Mongol Siege Onagers. And Barles has to micro on both sides. That makes it really difficult for him. Here, the Ganji's team is able to play 2v2 on both sides, which makes it easier when you can focus in one spot, dodge Siege Onagers, and control your army properly. But here, okay, it feels like there are waves where the Elephant Archer population increases, they push, but then after all the poison and the Onager shots land, they have to fall back. But Sensor trying to get more map control with the towers. Is this a wood game? Let's see. Oh, what's happening to the cut in the middle? That's still there. Elephant Archer is stopping it. Elephant Archer versus building. Maybe not what you want. Some rams being picked off by hussars. To at least take some population away. Could the push go back down the middle the other way? We have two-handed swordsman now for the Slavs, for Danger Noodle. Well, what's he going to do with two-handed swordsman? He's going to fight the Halbs, maybe? Halb and Champion from Menunez? The Bohemians going champions? They have full infantry upgrades? No Gambesons, other than that, fully upgraded champions, I guess. These monks to convert the Tiger Cav? What do we have here? No Heresy, but we do have Faith already. But no Heresy for Grinchy. Does Grinchy have the hero unit? Is he using the hero? What even would the hero do? What's Cao Cao? It is increases the attack speed of nearby units. Okay. Sensor might hit a 100k score. Well, the Hoof needs running into Mangudai. Oh, the strength of Mangudai now. Mangudai OP. Hoof needs to go down. Yeah, and we see how Barles hasn't really bothered to remake fish traps in the pond. Mongols don't need the food. I wonder if the Tupi do. Fish traps are more efficient than ponds. Would it be crazy for Motastic to try to go fish traps instead of farms? Yeah, we see Grinchi's eco is all fish trap, no farm. That's 37 fish traps. And then pretty much same thing with Danger Noodle, all fish trap. Yeah, yeah, because Sensar has the pond, Nolo was able to have farming space when he fell back. Oh, that's teamwork right there. And these elephants from Sensar pushing forward. Thank you, IVIX for the follow. Is that a valid syntax for a Roman numeral if you smush all the X's, I's, and B's and remove the underscores? Thank you for the follow. Why are they removed on the minimap? That is just a capture age thing. In-game, you don't see that. That is just capture age removing them. X up there. So the minimap in-game doesn't show straggler trees or take objects into account for displaying trees. It only displays the underlying terrain. And terrain changes on forests are handled kind of weirdly. There are some tricks in map scripting where we change the terrain when we place objects, because terrains are placed in stages. You have terrains and then you place objects, but because farms have the ability to change the terrain underneath them, you can hack that into other units and we can add forests later on that can't be palisade hopped. But we can't do that for explored maps like Black Forest because they don't show up on the minimap until you scout them. And you might have seen that in Seychelles in the LY Cup, where you have a big explored area around the TC, but the forests in the explored area don't show up until you later scout them. So there are some weird quirks with trees on minimaps. Blackwood archers are insane. I mean, it is insane how well that the Tupi are doing against elephants. It feels like this should be a matchup that Sensar is dominating, but he's taking a long time to push. It feels like his team is pushing on both fronts now, though. An hour 40 into this game. And Ganji with camel archers in the trade. Destroying the onagers. And I was worried for this team in the south when the elephants were able to head to the north. But it feels like Grinchy also needing to be in the north maybe made it so they weren't able to go 3v2 in the south. Grinchy and Barles both tried to split, but all of these keeps holding for Menunez against the onagers. The team that doesn't have cannon couldn't really clear them that well. And what is that stone price? 582 gold per 100 stone now. And Schmoofus, thank you very much for the follow. Barles saving wood for next game. Gotta save all your wood for next game. How good are Gajur Janitors? Well, we saw them earlier. Not something you're gonna make in preference to elephant archers, I think. But okay. Looks like the onagers now against the Blackwood archers. Finally getting some shots off. I mean, nice control from Motastic to dodge. But he has to control so many groups of army. And in the south, the camel archer numbers are getting overwhelming. We have Grinchy sending all of the elite tiger cav down here to the south. And are they able to push this back? It's tricky because the farther forward this army pushes, the more towers they'll have. But the later the game goes, the more expensive the towers get. But Now this team able to recover one of their original bases almost. That's going to take a while because Motastic has filled this area with as many buildings as he can construct. Manager also gets a shot. Javidian's healing elephants are also nice over time. If the Onagers don't finish them off, they'll regain some HP. Definitely better than the Gajur ones, but... Okay, what type of Onager shots will we get here? After worry about the Hoofnitsa. I see you online. I've been watching TTL and am a bit AoE 2 starved at the moment. Well, there should be more next week with Red Bull. As much as it is Empire Wars. Is pushing back all the camel archers. I mean, the Three Kingdom civs really aren't that great late game. We saw a lot of traction trebs earlier against the elephants. Oh, we have a pause. We have a pause. Pause by Danger Noodle. Yeah, Gajra elephants have... Or the Genitors plus 40% bonus. I think that's maybe +2 for them. I'm not actually sure. That's a good question. I don't think there are any more Genitors left to check. Shravamsh's elephant. If we see another Genitor, remind me to check. Oh, you played for TTL Community Cup. Nice, nice, nice.
Start the game already!
Restarting the game, sending 1,000 wood to Sensar. Ooh, nice Onager shots. That's a lot of camels for Nolo. So the trade down here has been stopped. We have a relic there for Barles he could pick up. He mined in the corner. Now he's chopping wood. We have more markets over here for Barles. It's straight Camel Archer versus Mangadai again. While Camel Archers, they do get a bonus against Cav Archers, +6. So the Mangadai take the full bonus damage there. Are the champions useful here for Menunez? Are they better than Halbs against Tiger Cav? I think the Halbs still are what you want. Well, this team's holding here, if not maybe even slightly pushing back now that they have the Tiger Cav support. Even against the Camels. But that means Motastic is stuck dealing with Elephant Archer Siege Onager in the north. Yeah, Capture Age unfortunately has a subscription model. They lock some stuff behind that. So we don't use that here. I do not approve of charging for those. The fact that we even need a second application instead of being able to spectate in the game itself is already ridiculous. How critical is it to have 12k plus wood? I mean, you could delete some of your vills, I guess. So we see we only have, what is that, 100 vills? Maybe Barles doesn't need 86 on wood. And Onagers missing everything. One good Onager shot flattens those camels. But Ganji can micro. He can micro. And you know, if people are buying wood, then he needs to sling it, right? Then he needs to sling it to his teammate. Let's see, buying food, buying wood. Okay, yeah, that's where Barles is selling wood and Danger Noodle is buying it. That's where they need to communicate. He needs to sling rather than Spying. Oh, the Mangadai taking a big Hoofnitsa shot. Ganji's team is winning. He's pushing. He is pushing. Okay, who needs to take out the Onager? Oh, that was a good Onager shot on the Hoofnitsa. There are so many Hoofnitsa, though. They're still alive. Now what's going over here? All those buildings Motastic had added, they're being cleared. They're being cleared, and this is going to mean the trade that was being raided now is safe. A ton of bombard towers up there from Sensor protecting the trade. This team has gotten their trade sorted out. They have tons of elephant archers, and as we're nearing the 2-hour mark, I'm finding it harder to see how this unit composition for Team Barles is gonna get them back into the game. Not having a single bombard cannon civ is rough when there are so many towers out. It'd be nice if we had some type of global overview of what the sling looks like late game. Of how they're sharing res among themselves. Trap hitting the stable. And also hitting the keep. This tower's about to go down. And Sensor feels like he can just push up here by himself. And what does Nolo do now? Does Nolo just come down? Yeah, Nolo's just going full Gajur Camels in the south. Gajur Camel's even better than the Berber ones that frees up Ganji to stay Camel Archer. And slowly but surely this team will push. Up. Danger Noodle. Has Onager in his own halves. So now it was 5 bases versus 3 for a while. Now it's 4 versus 4 again, and might even soon turn into 5 versus 3 the opposite way. Is Barles' initial pond not able to be fished anymore, and feels like half of his base, his initial TC location, at least already overrun, and it's looking like Ganji's team will take a 2-0 lead. There were times this team was being pushed. They were pushed on 3 separate locations up the middle on each flank. But he's coming back, pushing now. Ram going for the bombard tower. Ram's attacking the tower. And the Ram goes down. That's how Black Forest works. You push 2 hours, and finally the Tupi. Not enough Blackwood archers. These archers were insanely good for what they're reversing against elephants. 25 HP, and they held against elephants and onagers for a long time. That was crazy. Javidians, I think that they depend on the team having a pond, but more likely than not, your team at least has a pond. And as a fish boom civ, they're a great addition to the team. Treb's going for the castle. And the castle goes down to the Treb fire. And, archers go down to the Onager. In the middle, still a push, but Sensor's there with the elephants. He's there to clear it up. And feeling almost inevitable at this point for Barles' team. That this push can't be stopped. The Yeah, that's true. The real hero of the 2P army is all the resources they recover from the dead units. Oh, what the heck happened to that gate? Why does it not have corners? What? Did you see that? What was that? That gate didn't have corners. Like they died, but the middle was still there. What the heck? What was that, DE? Anyone care to explain that? I don't know what that was. The death animation doesn't take that long, though, right? That was weird. Reminds me of the old days where diagonal gates didn't actually have corners until they were finished. When you placed down the diagonal foundation, you could actually still run through the corners. You could even do stuff like place the foundation and then build other buildings in the corners, so you could combine towers and gates. Yep, and there are the GGs. And Ganji's team does it 2-0. Look at that. And, well, we don't have all the stats. Wait, let me look at the stats in-game, because Capture Age crashed on us. There's the game. Oh, wait, Censar, 3,735 kills, 1,393 units lost. Grinchi, the Tiger Cav were not effective that game. Well, only 900 kills, and what the heck, Motastic? Lost 3,000 units, but killed almost 2,000, and most of those were elephants, too. Dang. Dude, Blackwood Archers. Very scary. And let's see where we're at. Another win for Team Ganji. Oh, Sling, what was the Sling? We have a scrolling marquee. We can't even read it. 42,000 resources sent by Censar and received 56,000. So yeah, Ganji's team balancing out the Sling on their side. Perhaps even much more than Barles' team did. Yeah, the balanced Sling, you get every player having the right eco. Fishboom players do the fish and the food. And we see all that food from the elephant player. Lots of stone, too. And Freaky Time 1952, the Elite Cataphract on YouTube. Thank you. Died while the gate was raising, lowering. Maybe we'll have to experiment with that. That was cool. So thank you so much for the YouTube membership. Those are always lovely to have. Okay, while I'm on the scene that shows the civs, let's check this off. So what was that? That was Bohemians, Dravidians, Berbers, and Gajurs against Wei, Mongols, Slavs, and Tupi. Alright, so I will just do an ad between the games again. Again, you can hop over to YouTube if you don't want the ad on Twitch. Also, thank you very much. Oh, for the follow on Twitch, too. Thank you, thank you. YouTube's nice because I get the 70-30 there right away. Need a lot more Twitch subs to get to the next Partner Plus tier. Got 60-40 on Twitch. So hello on both. And also thank you everyone for watching today on YouTube. 126 concurrent viewers, and do my best to read both chats. Barles sent just 7k res while sitting on over 16k. What? Yeah, exactly, right? Barles, if he can sling more, might have gotten a better eco position for the team. Hello, Ravi on YouTube, and hello, Jeep on Twitch. Sorry, I'm submitting a bug report about my capture age crashing. So, game number 4 coming up. What are the civs going to be? Huns, Malay, Byzantines, and Muisca. I've not seen the Muisca yet, but again, it's going to be someone with a Champy Civ on the flank against Koreans, Hindustanis, Magyars, and Burmese. Huns feel tricky on BF. Ganji's team, I don't really see a weak civ. Huns, I'm not sure about. Malay also, I think, are one of the tricky civs that you're relying on lakes for the fish boom. And are fairly weak if you happen to get in a situation where you don't have a pond. Did I say game 4? It's game 3. It's game 3. It's a play all 3. Huns are Huns, remember that? Huns will clutch this game, probably. I'll eat my words. The Byzantines can be a great flank. Also, thank you everyone for tuning in. It's nice to have, we have over 100 people on YouTube and almost 300 on Twitch, so almost 400 people watching Rage Forest. Let's get some water pouring ASMR as I refill my water. I gotta stay hydrated during these extra long games. Looks like they still are in the lobby. So I'll try to do some Amigo Wars casting over the next couple of weeks. I will be at Red Bull from Friday to Tuesday, so I might do some IRL streams from the airport while traveling. We can watch both, Schmoofus. We can watch both. Rage 4 is starting soon enough. Okay, we've started, we've launched, and we have a spec delay. And it'll be starting in under 2 minutes. Alright, so we know the civs. Flanks will be Burmese and Hindustanis for Ganji's team. And then Malay and Byzantines for Barles' team. And Love Earth, thank you for the follow. Interesting to use Malay as the flank. It feels like that's where they're most impactful as the fast imp civ, but also maybe the hardest spot to fish boom from versus the pocket. I guess you could try to play Malay flank fish boom or Malay pocket fish boom to elephants, but I guess elephants are very weak with the pierce armor that they really don't have. I'm very excited. I wish, though, we had some USA land, so the flights were not 7 hours. Longer than the flight, though. I'm gonna have to wake up super early to get to the airport early. I hope that the flight makes it out on time. Alright, so get ready for some Vil fights, as we're 30 seconds from launching. And put some prayers in the chat to Lord Doubt that Capture Age works. I just gotta hope that Capture Age works. And I still feel that I like Ganji's team's civs more. Magyars with recurve bow late game, especially with Magyar Hussar, I think I heavily prefer them to Huns. Both can go paladins. I don't know if the Huns have a better boom without needing houses. They might be a bit smoother. They have siege rams, which could matter, but all in all, I think the Magyars are a much better civ to use as your paladin civ. No onagers either for the Huns, so they can't cut. And here we go. And we're loading in. Let me just set this up so that we have red at the top of the scoreboard. And here we go. We will have a desert-themed Black Forest map In the north, it is Ganji versus Motastic. In the south, it is Nolo against Barles. The Malay have a pond, but it is forward, so extra important Barles gets this wall off if he wants to fish boom. One pond, both of the players in the south have it. And Shmufos, thank you very much for the YouTube membership, becoming a paladin. Huns have Tarkins, that's true. Huns do have Tarkins, and the Tarkins have their thump now. So Vil fight down in the south. This is a very narrow passage, but there are two passages here. In the north, this is, I guess this is basically Arabia. The elephants for both players are pretty close to each other. Lots of elephants here. And, oh my gosh, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, Grinchy, for the fans, please. Or no, actually, it would be Danger Noodle, or Ganji. 12 elephants. Someone please lure all 12 elephants at once. Grinchy, don't wall like that. Don't build a wall between the elephants. Oh, I want to see Ganji take one villager. All 12 elephants. So, super aggressive map in the north. Byzantines will have lots of skirms. Burmese can go men-at-arms. In the south, it'll be a big fight here with another Champy here from Danger Noodle. Now, what do the Muisca do from the pocket? They are the Bolas Rider Civ, if I recall. Or, no, they're the Guetra Warrior and the Temple Guard Civ. Okay, not the Bolas Rider Civ. Or are they the Bolas Rider? I forget which one that is. Doesn't look like anything else. They can make slingers. So can all the South American civs. One vill goes down for Barles. And Danger Noodle's Champy will be forced back. So nice fight at the start here. And that'll be a forward wall for Nolo. As Barles sends more vills, but might run into the Lion. They have Siege Onager, okay. So then it'll be a Halbus O-Civ from the pocket. Or no, it won't. They don't have Halbs. It'll be Temple Guards SO from the pocket. That'll be what it is then, Temple Guards SO. So, Lion attacking Barles' Vills. He's not really in shape with the walls. Diagonal fight over these walls. And feels like Barles didn't really get the best of the wall up. He does have a forward scout. Right now, Ganji will push a Zebra and go for a Barracks. So yeah, it looks like it will be Man-at-Arms opening from him. Against a Byzantine player who will wall this up and probably need to get a second lumber camp in the back somewhere. As long as Motastic keeps this area walled, I mean, might even want to wall a bit more forward so the tower doesn't hit the berries. But he should be okay. I kind of would have preferred the mill maybe on this side of the berries, just because you're probably anticipating the tower rush and Men-at-Arms push. So I think that's what happens here. I think it is Temple Guard Siege Onager. Siege Engineers is there. And we're relying on those to be good. They can be trained both from the barracks and from the monastery. So they could also go for like a boom while monk pushing, and then add Temple Guards in Imp. No sappers. Oh no, that means they don't have a wood bonus. How did they not win? Lots of elephants eventually overwhelming. And looks like Yorkie, thank you for the Prime sub.
This way, Attila. Follow.
Oh, Will Menunez, he gets 2 elephants. He gets 2, trying to block with the scout. Thank you very much for using the Prime sub. Appreciate the support. Subs do help support the Red Bull travel expenses. Make sure that Varian gets paid for the Airbnb. Alright, elephants taken by the Vills. And okay, here's the Drush. Oh, Motastic wasn't walled. Not walled, scout goes down. Maybe he was thinking he needed to wall for Men-at-Arms timing, and didn't get a wall up in time for Drush timing, and he will lose the scout. Have to send more Vills back there. You can see where he's thinking of the wall, but not quite at the right location. That's where I think you wall to this wood line so the first tower doesn't do as much damage and you keep the mill on the backside of the berries. Still wide open over here, and we see how Grinchy has decided he's just walling up and keeping his teammate away. Okay, he's taken 3 elephants. He's taken 3 elephants from the line of 12. Back to the TC. And blocking just enough that the elephants don't de-aggro. He's now shot all by the TC. And he'll have 4 elephants decaying, but he has the elephants there. Yeah, Barles did get lucky with a forward pond towards the enemy. Did Molay really want a forward pond, though? At least he has the pond, but... we can go harbors, maybe. Oh, we have a pocket dock, so Sensar from the pocket will be docking and taking his teammate's pond. Always good on BF to be able to swap the pawns around. Make sure the right player is taking them. And the Magyar player looking for a boom, maybe into Paladins, will take the pond. On gold, so I don't see any type of scout support. You could go scouts and send them to the north. Koreans probably wouldn't want to do that. Magyars could, but they are pretty far away. Blocking with the latest pathing patch is annoying. You mean scout versus elephants? I did rework the sizes of the wolves, so they were easier to wall consistently on Rage Forest. There was a pathfinding patch that made it harder at one point, so they asked me to change that up and make it more consistent with how it used to be. That, and also you can't garrison the fishing ships. This Amigo Wars Rage Forest 4 map I edited, so you can't garrison the fishing ships. Also, still, this is weird. Like, if I move my mouse all the way to the bottom of the screen, it becomes a mouse cursor instead of a capture age, like, icon cursor. Who balanced these teams? I'm not sure. I'll need the Amigos to... I'll need to read Wikipedia and see how they were drafted. I don't know if they just signed up with teams or if they drafted them. Can Gajurs do it? Nope, Gajurs can't do it. They was asked specifically prohibit it from Gajurs too. Can't re-garrison fishing ships once they're ungarrisoned, and the docks don't shoot arrows with fishing ships that are garrisoned, other than Malay harbors. Yeah, I think it was the 4 Amigos who would have drafted it then. Ganji, Barles, Slam, and was it Ganji, Barles, Slam, Barles? Just double check Wikipedia. Oh no, Ganji, Barles, Slam, Samaro. 4 invited captains draft their teams from active members of the Rage Forest community. So that's how it was done. Ganji, Barles, Slam, and Samaro drafted from the Rage Forest community. So forward men-at-arms going for the house. Played low elo BF earlier today. It's frustrating. One flank quit at first pressure and one pocket didn't help at all. That's why it's called Rage Forest. That just embodies the rage aspect of the naming. I think the saltiest you can ever get in AoE 2 is when you're playing a game of Black Forest and you're pinging your teammate to delete their walls, and they ignore you and they don't delete. Is Danger Noodle up to the Castle Age? Have 1, 2, 3 TCs here for Danger Noodle. And Triple Elephant Lore, with Ganji there to try to block. But enough army, archers can block. That Vil has HP, he'll get back. Are there enough Vils by the TC to shoot the elephants, though? Maybe Ganji loses the scout. Maybe the archers gotta help out. Yeah, so Motastic a bit disrupted by that Drush earlier. But feels like he at least has walled himself in. He'll have his pocket going scouts. Scouts to help out, and look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 TC boom from the Muisca. Or Lombardia when one teammate walls up late. That's a classic too. Lombardia is a tricky map because sometimes, like, you don't have a forest and one teammate has to wall, like, half the map. And you're so far away from each other, it can be hard to scout in the Dark Age whether the other team is trying to go scouts and do something aggressive. I always feel like aggression on Lombardia is the winning strategy. But it's also, like, when you play the map, you just want a peaceful boom. Just want a peaceful boom sometimes. Alright, so Vil down here from Sensar, he's adding in more fish traps, and he's going for a big fish boom. Another TC for Grinchy. Knights attacking the archers. Spear and Vil go down to the scouts. Knight hits the Vil. And this wall from Motastic, not up. Not up in time. Ganji going Knights. Going for Burmese Knights. The free wood upgrades do help you afford the attack upgrades, or the blacksmith upgrades for them, if you want bloodlines or husbandry even. Yeah, and so far, +1 armor Knights. And there's the workshop, so forward workshop, Motastic not walled. Spent a lot of time getting those walls up, didn't have the Vil spread out properly. Oh, Binary Horde, thank you for the sub.
Help us! Crusader bandits are everywhere!
There's a tier 1 sub counting for Partner Plus, so thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Got a lot of YouTube members today, too. That's always nice to see. Along with the Twitch subs. So Wheelbarrow here for Nolo, as Castle Age is there for Barles. And Monk from Ganji grabbing the relic, we'll bring it back to the monastery. And a battering ram for Ganji, ready to move forward. Vils will do a house. As the spears go to attack the knight, and the monk wants a conversion on a spear. Pushing the spear and the archers back. Swapping targets, trying to convert another spear. Gets the conversion. Gets a nice conversion. Try to heal them all up. And fishing lines. So fishing lines now, 18 fish traps and counting for Barles, who has the belay, going for a big fish boom. And he's also saying, let's keep my fish boom safe. He's got 23 walls. There'll be a 4th TC now from Grinchy. And look at that, 75 Vil population on a 3 TC boom from Sensar because of his great fish boom. 21 fish traps already, and he definitely is managing the eco extremely well. No fish boom from the other pocket, Danger Noodle. And there's the monastery with some more settlements. And I'm still thinking this has to be Temple Guard Siege Onager as a boom. Ganji with a good push in the north. Motastic Byzantines have a bit more HP on their walls. On their towers too, that'll help. But Scorpion, Knight, Ram, and Monk from the clown Ganji is gonna need to Byzantine the heck out of the trash units. Well, he is up to the castle age. He's not dead. And he is on stone, so he should be able to do a castle. Where does he put it? I guess the castle probably goes here, and that should ensure he always has a wood line. The other option is maybe delete farms and do it behind the TC. Protecting the gold and the stone. So wherever he builds it, he just needs to make sure that it goes up and completes successfully. Yeah, but definitely behind the TC, but kind of 2 candidate locations. I'm honestly thinking over here might be the better one. Behind the TC and the tower combined. Ram going for the TC, a few spears in it. And workshop over here. What's his stone looking like? 12 on stone, but doesn't have the castle yet. And behind this, Ganji 1, 2, 3 TC boom. So he's going to be happy to boom. Oh, and there's a barracks. A barracks, we have a pause for Motastic. Pause in the game. Pause by Menunez. What is Menunez doing? He's the Koreans. He's booming up. And Vil count in total, 24 extra Vils for Ganji's team. They are ahead and booming. And Motastic is having a rough time up here. Oh, and John Slow, thank you very much for the raid. You have a bit of a pause, but I'm sure you'll be happy to see some monks here. Ganji going for a monk rush against Motastic. Thank you very much for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Hope you had some arena. Where are the skirms? Let's see, 2 skirms here. Don't worry, there are always skirms on the map. This is a Byzantines player. The monks are good to Lopatkani. Monks, very good. Double check my YouTube chat's updating. Looks like they're there. Pause to call in the Viking raid. Yeah, you needed the reinforcements. So 3 TCs for Ganji, and he will pull far ahead of Vils. Thank you, Bongo, for the follow. We're getting close to 16k. That'll be our next follower goal. Just over 16k will be our next power of 2. Don't think we saw any skirms in the last arena game. Sounds like a good arena game, though. Hopefully you had a lot of monks. And I can just admire this fish boom here. Can I, like, go to the... Yeah, let's just go to full fish boom admiration mode and turn the camera off. You gotta appreciate some good fish traps. I mean, look at this. This is a work of art right here. So Chimera Heavy Scorps versus Persian War Elephants. That sounds like a good game. Let's see, we just admire all the fish booms while we're paused. Oh gosh, I shouldn't zoom out that much. Capture Age is gonna crash. Oh, look at this. Look at this. This is a fish boom right here. This is nice. Yeah, the mouse cursor still does that thing where it turns to a Windows cursor at the bottom of the screen. Looks like me playing African Clearing. Oh yeah, this is what I do when I play African Clearing. Whenever that's in the ranked pool, it's the only map I get in team games. So we gotta turn it into something fun by fish booming. Alright, let's get our overlay back. Hopefully that doesn't crash the game.
Yes.
Oh, just in time, just in time. Look at that. To admire the fish. But here we go. Here's the monks. Here are the monks from Ganji. Here's the monk rush. And now is the stone count up to 453 for Motastic. As that climbs, he's going to be stalling for a castle. Buying stone. And where does the castle go? Right to the side of the TC. So tower, TC, castle should give him a good defense across the front. Slow down Ganji's monk rush, but Ganji has made the right decision, anticipating the castle, that instead of continuing to push, he'll go for a boom and have an eco advantage over Motastic in the long run. Now, Byzantines could still go imp fast, but won't have an eco beyond that. And is that castle too far in front of the TC? Okay, I'm getting pushed by the Vils. Other Vils have to garrison. There's nothing to stop the Scorpions. Will this castle even go up? Part of me thinks Motastic needs to grab all of his Vils and YOLO up the castle. A couple of rams from Ganji, and it's insane he can do a 3TC boom behind all this pressure. But that feudal age trash army goes down. The Skirm's not doing the job. Everyone else is just fully walled, but Motastic's on his own dealing with Ganji. His capture age is still trying to recover its speed from the pause. There are 2 rams in the castle, 10 Vils in the TC. Here's a workshop for Motastic. At least the Byzantine castle has more HP, but it's going to be a mangonel. And the Knights will pick that off. He's going to need to YOLO every single Vil at the same time. So 10 from the TC, 18 total, 4 Scorpions. How many Vils will go down? 90% on the castle, and I think he gets it up comfortably. And can garrison the Vils now. Yeah, and now it's going to have to be some light cap from the pocket coming to save him. So teamwork from Grinchy. Castle needs to maybe hit the spears. It's doing a great job on the Knights. Spears all go down. So Ganji's push cleaned up, but he is happy to have a boom behind this. He forced out the castle, and there's pretty much no eco here from Motastic. Not even enough to fast imp as the Byzantines, unless somehow he sells the wood and buys food and goes imp. Remember, you can't sling on Rage Forest. It's in the rule set. Can't sling until imp. There's a TC from Motastic. Yeah, that's what I was saying behind. I mean, honestly, no matter where he puts it, would have been trouble. I mean, I'm thinking maybe here might have been easier because you already had the tower. Then you go tower and TC to defend. You can garrison 2 spots. He's going to add a TC here, so it won't be a fast imp. It'll be forward now, set of barracks. So the Koreans will be your Halbes Osiv. And imp is on the way from a Nunez. Now we have Elite Temple Guard. Elite Temple Guard for Danger Doodle, who is in imp. And actually will be coming up here. Okay, not going to push the south. We'll be going to the top. And there'll be a castle atop the hill for Barles overlooking his fish boom. Castles for Nolo and stables for Censar, who has the Magyars. We'll be going for Paladins. I guess they do also have the Heavy Cav Archer option, or even the Magyar Hussar option, but it'll be a Paladin opening from him. And guard towers, 3 guard towers there for Menunez. As the temple guards, what do they have on the end of there? That's just golden. They have like a golden, is that like an axe or a hammer? I guess it's an axe. Like on the edge of just a really long stick. Ganji's team is a stronger elephants. Burmese elephants versus Malay elephants. Maybe more numerous elephants though for Barles. He does have a fish boom. Ooh, what is that? Heavy rocket cart from the Koreans? It's a golden poleaxe. Okay, I think that's a good description of poleaxe. Ooh, a rocket cart. Let's go. See, I don't know. How does the Rage Forest community? Do we have a consensus on heavy rocket cart versus siege onager? To me, it feels insane still that Koreans do not have siege onager. I was getting poleaxed. Yeah, so in the south it is just fish boom, and wall. But with all these stables here, it could be cut and paladin. So we're gonna look for, let's see, Chattagny hand cannoneers, along with a cannon push through the walls. Now, do they push through the walls or do they cut? It could be an onager cut here. Remember, cannon can't cut, only onager. And the temple guards have gone to the north, so it might be a 2v1 in the south. And Danger Noodle, how do the temple guards do? They do have +6 against Cav. That's not as much as the plus, was it 28 or 32 against Cav that Halbs have. But they do have a lot more HP than Halbs. I think a bit more armor too. So maybe temple guards could come down here and help out the melee, but they would need a lot of them, and they'd still be against Chattagny hand cannoneers. As these Magyar paladins, the Cyan pocket paladin, memories of the Max. The Cavaliers have the shield of a longsword. I never realized that. I think that is the same shield as the longsword has. I think Ganji's team wins this easily here. If Danger Noodle has to help out up here, since our score is insane. They don't get any extra range anymore, no, unless the Koreans do their unique tech. Shinkichan, which is +1 range. Only +1 range. Additional projectiles. But here come the paladins as their cavalier as the paladin upgrade is just finishing. There they go, in all their player 5 cyan glory, the prettiest paladin in the game. And Barles has nothing. He has 15 halbs. He does not have halbs in time for this. He's trying to do more defensive castles. He's losing a castle. Barles is getting overrun. This is going to be 3-0 sweep for Ganji's team. Ganji has monks. What can you do against Ganji when he has monks? The ICBM upgrade. That's basically what we just had down here. Danger Noodle saying, nope, I'm walling off. Good luck, Barles. Glad you already ran some bills. But Barles is perhaps even more dead than Motastic is now. And oh no, the docks and the fish boom. Oh, it makes me sad to see this. All the docks going down. There's the Phils here, slaughtered by the paladins. Now the fish are going boom. The docks are going boom. The cannon for Nolo. And Sensar has been amazing with how he's played. And it feels like he's had an insane boom and perfect reads on what unit composition to go for every game. And combined with Nolo, they made a great push. And the temple guards in the north haven't even managed to stop this. Both pockets are basically playing 2v2 against a flank in a pocket. A flank who's been monk rushing the whole time. How are the Muisca techs? They could do heresy. They have faith right now. Trade cart being brought into the fight. Now we do have a couple of Vills who have already managed to run from Motastic. But you're not going to play a 2v4, which is what this game is devolving into now. New civs fall off an Imperial fast. Well, we did see the Blackwood archers honestly holding their own against elephant archers for a long time, thanks to the poison. Well, there are the GGs. They realize their demise is imminent, and congrats to Ganji's team for a 3-0 sweep. Sensar beasted. And Nolo with the walling, too. Nolo played insane with all the walls he added. The hold he had against the Blackwood archers when he was down and pushed. Alright, so now it becomes easy for us to check off the civs. Let's look at this. What do we have here? Oh, let me update our score finally. Everything is a crown. I don't even need to pay attention. Everything is a skull over here. I just click everything. Okay, I really is curious how the map specialist like Sensar can really take over a BF match. Like, I think we all agree Barles is the superior player. Same for Ganji, but Sensar knows the tricks of the trade. Yeah, 3x4 grid of skulls. Yeah, alright, so thank you all for watching. Hope you all appreciated the Amigo Wars. Thank you everyone for the members on YouTube, the subs on Twitch. That'll be it for today, but keep an eye out for more of these streams coming up. And that'll be it for me. So thank you all for watching. I got some map scripting I need to go run off and do for Warlords. And also for the Brazil land. I need to still make a few updates after the show matches. So thanks for the stream. Well, thank you very much for watching. I'll go find someone to raid on Twitch. And over on YouTube, we got up to, what, over 150 concurrent viewers on YouTube. So hope you all have enjoyed. And I probably will stream when we get the Red Bull matches. I'm not sure what I'll do then, because I will be traveling over the weekend. I won't be traveling able to stream the actual Age of Empires there, but I'll try to do some IRL streams from the LAN itself. And if I have time during the week, I'll see if I'm able to just cast the matches. Maybe I'll co-cast with Ornlu. So, thank you all for watching. I'll end on YouTube and raid someone on Twitch.